Okay, final transformation. We are combining again, but this time we are just taking it up one level. Now remember, here's how you do these. Sketch the original function, then do stretches, then reflections, then translations, unless told otherwise. Okay? Now, we're going to go right to example 3. Now, here is a form that you will see asked for many times on the diploma, and that's how I asked for it today in your quiz. I want it as y equals. Now, the A, who does it belong to? The y, right. The B, x. The H, x. And K, y. Good. Now, if you forget that, on this pretty yellow sheet I gave you, it's right here. Okay? So it is important you know this form. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take y equals f of x, and we're going to do b, and we're going to get it into that form. Now, you guys are all good at these, so I'm not doing these anymore. I am going to ask all you to be able to give me all this information. Okay? So be ready. First thing, a vertical stretch by a factor of 3/5 about the x-axis. I need the replacement. Alex. Yes, y with 5/3 y. Good. Next is a reflection in the y-axis. Sienna. X goes to negative x. Good. And a horizontal translation, 2 units left. Alyssa. Good. Okay. Now, I am going to use this equation, and now we're going to do in this order, we're going to put them in. Now, we will make it y equals at the end. So now we're just going to do replacements. That's it. Okay? So after the first replacement, what will this equation look like? Jamie. Yep. After the next replacement, my other Jamie. After the third replacement, Sonia. Gotta be specific with me here. Is that what you want? It's called the leading question, because that's not what you want. You want to take x and you want to replace it with x plus 2. So these better be here. Okay? My final equation will be what? Graham. Yep. X plus 2. Now we actually don't want to put that in, and we'll see later. Why? Do you see this form? What is A in this question? What's A? Look up above. What do you think A is? Okay? What do you think B is? Very good. C, or sorry, H. Yeah, very good. I should write these down. Let's actually, so A is 3/5. B equals -1. What is H? Look at the form above. -2. Very good. Okay, because we should be writing minus -2, right? What is K? 0. So you must always get it in this form. Now, they may ask something as simple as add A plus B plus H plus K and put it into numerical response number 3. It's a good diploma question right there. Okay. People think that multiple choice are easy. I've never written a math test before. Okay. I can give a multiple choice test that can take 15 minutes to solve. Okay. This one right here, this is a 5-minute question. So, you know, these things, you just have to know every little detail. Now, remember that form, because everything must be always in that form. I want you now, on your own, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Here's your equation. Fill in the blanks. This is an excellent multiple choice question. They'll have 4 sentences, A, B, C, and D. Obviously, this one you've got to make the sentence, but they would have all nice little combinations of numbers in there, and you just pick the right one. Okay? So I can give you 2 minutes, fill in the blanks, and then I'm going to ask somebody to give me their blanks. Okay, just another 10 seconds. Okay. Sam. Yep. Anyone got any changes? I heard some groaning there. It's all good? No? Four units, okay. That's the only discrepancy? What else? It's not, I know, is there any other problems with this sentence? We've got people conflicted there. What else? No? No other problems with this? Okay, can I just, I'm not going to say what's wrong or right now. I'm just going to do it because I need it to be in this form. It's got to be AF and then BX minus H plus K. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay. So now, what do you notice here that the top doesn't have that the bottom does? Maybe this will give you a bit of a hint. So that would be -2, right? That -2 definitely belongs with the y, correct? The stuff under the square root doesn't belong to the y, does it? Okay, but I need a bx minus h in there. So I must have to do this. So one person in this entire class would have got this one right. That is a horizontal translation 4 units right. I actually want you to cross out the 12 so you can still see it. So when you come back to your notes, see, if you look back, it's always been that way. That it's always been like, 3x minus 2. Okay, it's always been that way. Look back. And the only problem is now you're getting a full equation. Do you know that you always must take out the number in front of the x? So x is always, if x is by itself, well, if you did this, I don't know if that's going to help you anymore, but whatever. But if you ever have, 3x plus 9, make sure you're always doing this. Always, always, always. Okay? So, you're thinking going, well, that's nasty. That's whatever. We're spending a whole class on just that concept. So it's not like, just shoved it in as example, 11 or whatever, right? So, with that in mind, this is what I would do after I made it in that form. Now, algebraically, I want all the y's with the y's, all the x's with the x's, correct? To be able to get my top stuff. Now, should I divide both sides by, or multiply both sides by -1/2, or should I subtract 5 to both sides first? Subtract. So you will get y minus 5 equals -2. I don't really need the square brackets anymore. Times 3 bracket x minus 4. Now, what will I do to get rid of that -2? Because it belongs with the y. So what am I going to do? Divide. Or I like to multiply by -1/2. But make sure you're doing this. Okay. Now, do you see how even this, if you ever have, -1/2, minus 5, that's not a vertical translation 5 units up. It's actually a vertical translation 10 units down. You guys see how these are equal? Multiply my 1/2 in, you'll get the top one. Okay, so don't do a vertical. It must be in brackets if it's a vertical or horizontal translation. Must be. Okay, so let's go to this one. It says, here's y equals f of x. Okay, so we're going to, first of all, get it in this form before you do any transformation talk, okay? So this is y equals f. Now, do you see how there's no brackets in there? The horizontal translation must always be in brackets. So that would be 1/2 x plus 6 minus 8. Okay. Now to finish it off, I'm going to get it in the form that I know, y plus 8 equals f of 1/2 x plus 6. And really, if you want to be specific, it's y minus negative 8 equals f of 1/2 x minus negative 6. That's really going to get it in the form that I can use. Now remember, y equals f of x is where we started. So this is really where it ended up. Now, if on a test it asked for the correct transformations in order, what would the replacements be to do that? So I'm going to start with replacements first. Wiley, what are the replacements? No. In the correct order. What would be the replacements? I'm doing replacements first. What's the first replacement? X goes to 1/2 x. What would be the next replacement? No. X goes to x plus 6. And y goes to y plus 8. Okay, Aaron. Starting from here, I'm going to get you to do all three of these. Okay, in words, what's this? Next. So if you had that shape on the side, we're not going to take the time to do that, but I want you to write this down. This would be a horizontal stretch by a factor of 2 about the y. Okay, and then this is a horizontal translation, 6 units left, and a vertical translation, 8 units down. Okay, so the moral of the story is make sure you get it in this form here. If you don't have this in brackets, then you'll have the wrong. And if anything, remember this, okay? It is not 12. You must always go and take it and go Well, that's 3 bracket x minus 4. So you're not going to get the horizontal stretch wrong still, because it's still 3. But you will all get your horizontal translation wrong. Okay? Any questions? We're all good? Okay, so we're doing 1 to 11.